We just had a CS update. Well, we didn't. I mean, there was just a CS update. And basically, the meat and potatoes, now it shows you, there's a new command, I forget what it is, but you can find it on Reddit, where it shows you exactly where a grenade will go, including bounces, including jumping, everything, which is really cool and really powerful for teams. I think there's pros and cons, though, because I feel like I think sometimes you can release tools which are too powerful, and when you head towards solving a game, I think that's not necessarily the most positive thing. For example, like fighting games don't always release like all the frame data immediately or things like that.
I disagree with that though. In this instance, at least, are you making the point that?
If you let me finish speaking,
Yes,
then you know
okay,
what point I was making.
Yeah.
So I think what's cool is that the kind of constant journey of discovery that people have trying to figure out grenades is really cool. So I think that now it's a bit more kind of robotic, and you can't have that kind of natural organic growth. You know, people will be finding stuff. I feel like the kind of journey you'd have with grenades and things and how they develop over a map is going to be, rather than this, over the life of a map, it's going to be like this. And then I wonder if that will kind of reduce the life of a map, if you will.
I disagree because I think it's a tedious thing, and it's like you're just creating more time to it's just like people will figure it out one way or the other. Like people, the game necessitates figuring out nades. We have lots of people in professional teams that can do that. If your players don't want to do it, then someone's job is gonna be to do that stuff. And so it just takes out the tedium of that. I think it's just and which also is a barrier to entry for people that are lower level in a sense, because who don't have the resources of 5 analysts who are figuring out loads of stuff for your team. So I feel like it's one of those things where it's not going to impact anything personally, but it's going to be nice. It's just going to help things be better.
I think I do agree as well. I do think it's a really cool change because, like you're saying, right, at the end of the day, like seeing strats being done or executed is really cool to see, right? And I think this change will make for some really interesting stuff because, like you're saying, I mean, no one really wants to spend. I mean, when a new map comes out, you spend hours just walking around, like throwing nades everywhere, you know, trying to make it work. And yeah, sure, you kind of see the reward in the sense of like when you do play an official, maybe you have a smoke that no one else has. But here's the problem. You spent, say, 6 hours on creating that smoke. That's one game, and now it's on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Instead, now you have this change. Yeah, maybe you only spent, say, an hour, right? But this information will be, you know, released to the public eventually anyway. So I agree. I think it's really cool, and I do agree, like, when it comes to these lower barrier teams, this will obviously help them in some sense because they don't have the manpower nor the time to just sit and, for example, do what the tier 1 teams do, and they could literally just spend a whole day if they want just finding smokes. But I do also think that our community is really good when it comes to like updates and especially new maps. We have so many people that sits on it every day. Heck, even James does it, even Anders does it, right? It sits and finds stuff every day and uploads on like social media, YouTube, Reddit, you name it, right? So like there's so much information just constantly being had. And I think that when you have stuff like that, you learn a smoke on Reddit and then you go in game and you just want to make sure it sits, you put on the command, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, I learn it now, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a super cool little update that they've got.
Yeah, it is really, really cool. I think for me, the only con is, I think without that, you have a sense of achievement when you're actually going in and making an effort to try and figure stuff out, like all the Barloff Molotovs, right?
But I still think you will have that. And I think, if anything, this will actually create some really unique rounds because I think that when you look at maps, even maps like Dust 2, right, kind of feel like, oh, you've done everything there is to do, right? But with a command like this, maybe that changes a litlittle bit. You know, maybe someone's just running around, you know, with the crosshair up in the air and sees, okay, where is this smoke going to bounce? Like, oh, that's a really cool kind of angle.
I wonder if it's possible to get that to show to other people because I think it's like a 0-1 command, if you know what I mean. Like show impacts as 0-1, but also has a 2, right? So if you could set it to like 2 on a server, so if you're throwing something over a wall, then you can use a different model or another player to be like, okay, try it a bit to the left or something, you know, for then that's where the real powerful stuff is.
I think ultimately too, the most satisfying thing about smokes is not, well, I mean, it's cool coming up with the smoke, but the coolest thing is how it's used, and that's really what it's all about: the implementation and the execution of something. It's like why, for example, you can have a team that has a strat with some cool smokes and stuff, but the team that popularizes it is the team that actually executes it to a degree where they win rounds with it. And so that's what will be quite fascinating with this if we do get, you know, more stuff that people can figure out where they're like, I can use this to win a round.
Was this the only thing in the update, like the notable?
There was grenade trajectory. There were 2 commands. I only looked at the first one. Let me see what the other one was. I don't recall if there's anything else. It wasn't a big update. It wasn't much in there. You can't draw on a map, so.
Who would have thought?
That will soon be 387 days, Valve. I bet they're tuned in. I can see you guys in your office in Seattle. I told him I was going to come there as well.
You should.
Just about this. Purely about this. I don't care about anything else.
James,
just the map.
We invited ourselves. We said, hey, we're going to go knock on your office. You're either going to let us in or not. And they let us in. It was cool. They had a cool office.
Are you, what, NIP or?
Yeah. But they never invited us. We're like, hey, we want to come, man. We're going to book our flights ourselves. We're going to book a hotel. We're going to go knock on your office. And we hope that you let us in.
That's pretty cool.
And then they let us in, yeah.
Nice.
Obviously, really not a choice at that point. We're already flying over, but...
So for what I was talking about, they have another command, CL_sim_grenade_trajectory. Freeze the trajectory of the currently equipped grenade for the specified number of seconds. Useful for studying the path of long-range smokes that go out of view. So as I expected, it's like a local thing. It's probably going to be a lot more resource-intensive to make it like something everybody can see on a server.
So you don't need 2 players, for example.
Yeah, but you have to go back and forth. But
yeah.
There's worse things you could be doing.
Or whatever, yeah.
And then SV rethrow. So there's a script, right? If you look, I know Liquid Adren, put a video out. He didn't make it, someone else made it. But there's a script. So with flashbangs, for example, you can throw a flash, you can record the throw, then you can go to the other perspective, like CT perspective, for example, and see where the flash lands and how long you flash for and so on and so forth like that. But it only works for flashbangs, maybe HEs. It doesn't work for like Molotovs and things, if I remember correctly. Or it doesn't work for all grenades. But they've essentially put that kind of functionality in the actual game. So now you can. So if you're testing a flashbang, for example, on Dust Too Long, right? If you got the ramp and you aim at the top left corner of the pharmacy sign, then even if you're deep inside the door of an AWP, you're still going to get flashed. I know that because it's there for a reason, right? But I figured that one out myself. But this is a way where if you're just sitting at home, you can do that. So you can throw that flash, then go towards long and see does it land. So that's cool.
That's really cool.
Better odds here for Sharks in going into this map.
Yeah, 2.91. So things have come down. Things did. It's interesting. After they had that string of rounds early on, then they lost 1 or 2. The odds went worse for them. But excuse me, these are pretty reasonable. This was their pick after having lost Nuke, but still having a reasonable showing despite losing both pistols. But anyway, Mayan is going to take one in the face and not last much longer, but he will go down, taking one with him. 4 versus 4 for Sharks, young Sharks, as they tried to hold down the A-bomb site.
Gonna wait for some of these smokes to go away. J&T from Connector looking to get into the action and make it a big split here. Nice little double peek here with the boost. Ethan and Tarek, what can they do here? It's not often you're going to see this. It's either going to go really well or really badly. We'll have to see. Okay, looks like it's... Oh, okay, Ethan saved it, hasn't he? J&T from the back, though. Ethan had no idea about that. And Stan with the long rotation around Catwalk. And will they spot this? Oh, this is very hard with the Glock. Oh, my God. He still gets it in the first few bullets. A headshot. That's unreal. Stan just knows his angles. He can see the bomb, I guess. That's beautiful. Well played to Stan. I can't believe he's managed to pull that one off. And that's NRG securing the pistol.
And Stan really turning into a clutch master.
Yep.
We see him again and again. He's very smart in those situations. You would think there as well that it was pretty much game over with, but like you said, bad smoke placement from Sharks. Even though Stan only has a Glock. Gets the 2 headshots, and they win another pistol.
Quickly into mid are NRG, but not overextending. You can see they're looking for a potential push. Breeze will be the wide swinger with the MAC-10. 1 of 3 in this round. We played Mirage yesterday. We in the office, when I say we, I mean everybody apart from me, suck at Mirage. Because none of them can be bothered to learn any grenades. You know who you are.
At them, James.
We are incapable of a mid-take. Incapable, Robin.
When
We're
you say
literally
we,
incapable.
I know
here's
all
the
names,
thing,
so
right?
it's-
Because, James, we all know that you play with your observers here, right?
Yeah. Okay, you're
Shots fired.
Robin has got years of revenge to have.
No, listen, Sliggy is after my time, man. He's too young for me.
Yeah, but like...
I was already old and cranky by the point he started playing. Okay, then.
Bottom strats. He must be watching my stream. Oh, and we've got this use as well. It's just it's a variety show here in the second round of Mirage. He won't get the kill bonus, of course, but it's still nice.
I gotta say, you triggered me very slightly with when you mentioned the fighting games and the updates, James, because I was playing a lot of fighting games back in the Super Street Fighter 4 era, and Capcom would make these updates where they would have hidden changes. So they would just report some changes, and then there would just be unhidden changes. And when asked about it, they'd be like, "Yeah, we want people to just discover stuff."
I'm not buying that. I think they just forgot.
Maybe, but also like hiding frame data when you have the whole game operates on that very premise, and you have frame data for everything else. It just that was triggering, very triggering.
No,
very
it's good.
triggering.
You can figure it
not-
out. It's
no,
a journey of discovery.
It's not.
It's a conversation for later on, but you're wrong and I'm right. NRG looking for their third round. It is the buy round here for Sharks. They're light on grenades, but they have got all their personnel. How do they respond to this? You can boost between these smokes if he has another place to do it. He's got a little angle himself. Here comes a flashbang, but not before Stan gets taken up. May unable to jump away, and now he has support with Lucan.
Yeah, it's not actually a bad spot here. They have the nades to do this. The flashbang goes forwards, but Mayan can't get it working. Oh, Lucan though, he can't find that either. Ethan maybe jumping up in the box could have been vulnerable, but it looks like every single opportunity is being taken away. Sharks not really with all that much to work with now. Leo Drunky, see that mouse bug actually? The scroll wheel bug for him is it's not going to come into play here.
Brazilian bug at this point.
Yeah, it happens to
Lucas a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it happened to a wide variety of players like last year, and then it has tapered off massively since then, but still, a couple players, it plagues them.
3-0 NRG. Sharks, young Sharks. On the Eco in round number 4, not the best start to the CT side just yet. But there's plenty of CS to come. It's very early indeed. Cirque makes his way to the low area. NIP would sometimes throw HEs down there instead of flashbangs. Didn't do it for too long though. Went back to the flashes, if anything.
Makes sense. It's expensive. $600 every round, basically. You're just nading down there. For what? Odds are that they're probably going to play aggressive just the one round.
Oh dear, Cirque, that's poor positioning, sir. I expect more from you. I always meet Cirque on Deathmatch in North America. Although I see Sempis more than anybody in Deathmatch servers. Practically every single day I play. 3v3, Sharks have got another kill. They have position. There's plenty of time. So there's no bomb plant pressure just yet. And Breeze shows that he knows the creek spray as well, not just the leash.
Sharks back with all the money, and you know, it's a map where they can really get JNT in the action with the AWP early in the round. So I'm looking forward to seeing. Okay, so what spawn does JNT even have? Let's have a look at JNT. Boom, there he is. Okay, so he's got a pretty bad spawn.
Yeah, worst possible spawn. All things considered, is going towards A. Because the spawn can't really make much of a play here. Oh, Cirque there, nice little entry.
Yeah, running across the bench is a risk.
Definitely is a risk.
It's a risk. Some teams have setups where they will put the Molotov in a way that the AWP will not be able to see anything, but still. I'm going to get a jungle smoke from Ethan, perhaps.
If he moved to his left, Ethan, he would see the pied, the foot. Oh, close, but not quite. 4v4. That's some good map control for young Sharks. JNT had to hit a shot there. Rare miss from him. No chance for a second attempt. He goes back to the well one too many times. And there's poison in the water. That leaves Leo drunky now. After some headshots from Breeze and Tarek. Alone in a 1 versus 4. Not much for him to do, but try to hold on to what he has. Down to 40 HP. We've got a flank in the market. Tarek, Super Mario Brothers, and decides against it, it seems. Or maybe the communication's bad. He goes back to the window now, but Leo's already passed. We'll see if he can survive. Doesn't look likely because the net is closing, like an ending episode of The Wire. Except NRG at the police in wrong outfits. There was a GoTV bug we had for a few days, many years ago, where one of the Ts had a CT costume on. So in spawn it'd be 4 Ts and a CT. So it made it really hard to commentate sometimes. It was really bizarre.
It looked really funny though. It was always funny to see. Which also reminds me of when the smokes, you'd have like invisible smokes.
Yeah.
And the people are in the smoke, and that would also look quite funny. Two of my favorites. So the mid take from NRG. And of course we just get some pistols for Sharks. Tarek looks for this push. And it's awkward, but he gets the kill. Down to 8 HP, but fortunately he is alive. That's what matters. Now, Breeze looks for some pistols as well. Those flashes did nothing to Breeze. And all the pistols are gone, just like that. 6-0, a fast 6-0 feels like. For
Yeah,
NRG
definitely.
here.
And 5 alive there too. Damn, so much money on energy already. Again, here we'll see JNT on another op. More nades this time around. See if we get another entry here from Zerk. I think he had a good spawn here somewhere.
I really feel like with the NRG logo, they need like one of those old giant wooden desks in an office with a globe on it. Somebody in a suit can just spin around. Mayon's going to get his head spun, and exit won't last much longer.
Oh,
well,
no.
we did say stylistically this was a pretty good matchup, or at least very interesting. And interesting it has been in that NRG are eviscerating Sharks on Mirage.
I gotta say, like, I feel like I'm consistently seeing Breeze just kill everyone.
He's insane.
Over the last week or so, he just seems even better than normal.
I think that he's also one, other than Elish, that is very good with the SG.
Mm-hmm.
Peeking with the Krieg.
Save Simulator 2019 for Sharks. And they are once again on the struggle bus.
4 kill for Breeze. How do you pronounce his last name?
Kayonte.
Kayonte, yeah.
I don't know where that's from, like, doesn't seem like a normal American name, if you will. I don't know where his brown is from. That's what I always ask brown Asians or brothers, if you will, or more the sisters. Where is your brown from?
Pistols again for Sharks. It's a familiar story for them. And Ethan's looking for action towards A ramp. They're going to go and peek with Suck. This is something that you wouldn't expect. It's a good way to get an opening. Look at this. Oh, we whiffed that one, but will there be a reaction? We do have a player close. Here comes JNT. Oh my god, that was like the first bullet mid-air. Just instant headshot. It's rather surprising, but you know what I think still it works out for NRG, because that gun's unrecoverable. And there's one less pistol to worry about. There you go. Maybe 2 less pistols to worry about. Stanislaw takes over middle. Oh,
Okay,
Breeze
dude.
styling and profiling with that Deagle, the Krieg Deagle combo.
He's playing pretty consistently at the moment, as we mentioned.
Yeah, he's been really smooth. He's like solid, isn't he? Just very, very solid. You don't have to ask any questions about it. He's just gonna
Top 5
do
NA
his thing.
at the moment.
This is the power as well when you get a team that hits a really sick period of form as a team. Everybody in the team gets better because everybody has this like inner narrative of like we're just in our form right now. The narrative is like we're all just hitting our stride. We are the best players.
I feel like this is definitely an energy team that could turn around and start winning tournaments to continue this.
I completely agree. Yeah.
I'm surprised Cirque didn't get that flick on the go.
Nice
How
kill
does he
there.
see? Breeze again, the Sentry, the Terminator on fast forward. The VHS has been torn into half, it seems. JNT still alive, still causing problems. Flashes, but he can't delay NRG's push in the A bomb site, making their way towards CT with not 1 but 2 players. It's always nice to hold CT with multiple players post-plant. You can play the bait set up where only 1 person faces. The other person emerges a few seconds later. Dry peeking, JNT gets his first kill of the round, looking for an ace at this point, which will be denied by Lucan, but maybe a round will be enough. Only the first round. Tarek waiting for a connector peek. Surely one comes eventually. 4 kills for JNT, and who knows what would have happened if Cirque got his flick on the go in that window.
First round on the board.
The crazy thing is that, like, if you look at all the rounds previous to this, Sharks have been basically saving almost all their rounds, just getting completely wiped out, no contest. It's not like it doesn't even feel like there's an early round, mid round, and a late round. It just feels like there is the beginning of the round, and then the round's over. It doesn't really feel like Sharks. There's a back and forth. And that was a round where NRG just basically tried to rush and had a bunch of aim battles, which has an inherent variance. But look at their money. It's a story of success. Okay. Mid D4 from NRG. Haven't seen JNT activated yet.
He has been very quiet so far. Missing a few important shots. No contest in mid. Nice.
Tarek in take liberties mode. No patience, just W all the way. But that's how you could potentially let young Sharks back into the round. So, gotta stay focused and keep the respect up. FACEIT had an inkling. He knew what was possible. It was a pretty deep smoke grenade. They'll take those jewels. Ethan down to 5 HP. He's still trying to run distraction. He's baiting with his teammate on the stairs, but the reload in connector may save the player in that position. Circ now moving into the A-bomb site. Breeze trying to do something, but it's proving très difficile at present. It might get a little easier. Ethan still alive with 5 HP. Spots one in connector. Where are the remainder? Picking his utility wisely. Flash towards connector. He knows he can be peeked from that position. He's looking for it. Can't quite land the shot though. And he's bought time for the bomb to rotate.
Yeah. And speaking of which, it is Breeze, who we've been kind of picking up. It would just really really reinforce that narrative. If Breeze was to find a way to win this one, there's already a player on the site, Leo Drunky's there. Breeze is not going to plan for that, or will he? He tries to bait him out, but Leo Drunky gets the kill. Breeze too weak on the HP, and Sharks convert another round, but there's still plenty of money on NRG.
Ethan was pretty close to 2 kills on that A-bomb site.
Yeah.
Well.
Missed 2 of the shots there. Definitely kept them busy though for a while. Yeah. Like Dan mentioned, a lot of money on NRG side. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle for Sharks. Oh, I feel like that was just in between the legs. JNT misses that. Looks to be a pretty fast round here from NRG. Unless we're looking into a fake, but...
Even T-Spawn, Tarek's deploying some grenades. He's throwing a smoke from T-Spawn into the B bomb site. So it's pretty far back for that part of that execute. Smokes are up, but the Molotovs will slow things down, but NRG will pick up the pace once again.
Here, Drunky misses everything. Can't be doing that. Breeze will punish, and Breeze will look to get more damage done, but his teammates are quicker to it. And this looks like a set piece that has worked flawlessly. Not a single kill for Sharks. FACEIT is in Palace.
This is something I feel like Avangard does so well when they see that B execute. They just put that smoke up in between the bomb site and the truck.
Yep.
And just plays the smoke very well. Leo did not do that. He was stuck in sight instead. And whiffed. Ended up dying, and then everything just fell apart by then. Again, this is very impressive by NRG, and especially when it comes to just a B execute rush. 5 alive.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It also does show in quite a few respects that Sharks have a huge amount of talent and potential, but there's definitely a lot of room to grow. And as you say, being in a position where they can better deal with stuff like that. And I do really, when people started using defensive smokes, I was just so happy because it took a long time for us to see defensive smokes. I think that one that Robin was talking about on the B-bomb side is perhaps one of the most classic, like super strong defensive smokes that we've begun to start seeing when you're trying to defend a rush. Now, NRG with a win again. It's 9-2 for them. It's looking really easy right now. And interestingly, it's again, the first 2 weeks are about the prize money, and NRG, they managed to avoid Liquid. They should have been playing Liquid here right now, but instead it's Sharks who defeated Liquid, and here they are in the finals against NRG. So at least secure some prize money, but can they do anything else in this round and in this half?
Oh, the damage from the Molotov, so much, really important for it. Up the ladder he goes. That was so smooth. That was so slick. His teammates activating in the meantime. What a sequence of events. The Molotov in the first place, just sliding up the ladder with perfect timing. Absolutely denied NRG. 1v4, Ethan gave the sound cue away, looking for the second fraggers to multi-peak. Flashes too deep, up top and down. Not too much damage done. Weirdly enough, look at the health on these players. Make no assumptions. This is a very dangerous player here for NRG. Rotation is on the way from JNT. Only Lucan is at good health at the moment. So if he gets these 1v1s, they're going to go both sides of default and finish off the job. A third round for Sharks. Maybe there's a chance yet.
Yeah, giving themselves something to work with at the very least. And this was indeed a great defense. Really stopping NRG from getting out of the pit position, and everything was in on the pit position. You know, if you have a couple players coming in from connector or someone coming from jungle, you know, like that's usually the reason why you'd want to have a split, so that the CTs aren't all looking at one choke point, which is kind of what happened there for NRG. And we get the typical nades here in middle from NRG. 4 players in this mid setup. Tarek pressuring on the B Palmers. 3 towards B for Sharks. Effectively playing a retake setup on A, except leaving Mayan close in shadow. But everybody else is in a position where, you know, it feels like Sharks are worried about that B rush that was so successful, that B set piece from NRG, which is likely why they put 3 on B here in this round.
No spray. Some players, some CTs will do the combo. They'll spray into the kitchen position after throwing that Molotov, because if someone's there, they're trapped. Deep HEs, but the T's are beyond that. Tarek looking for an opportunity. Ethan waiting in ladder. Ladder, such an important position for the T's to hold. Compromises the CTs re-aggressing in window, amongst plenty of other things. Threatens a B split. Maybe why there's 3 players, 4 Sharks in the B bomb site, but this is guesswork. 30 seconds remain. Another smoke, but Tarek's ahead of it. He may not see the player close. He'll look for him. He will just about see him. That might cause more rotation. 1 more, but he won't survive for too much longer. Now we've got a push from Mayan on the A bomb site, but the bomb is on B, and JNT gets taken out. And now the bomb can be planted. And even more than that, what is there left for Mayan to do in this situation? Money's not great for Sharks. He has a kit, Mayan. Does he go for it? Again, situation where he needs to be gifted something. If he got that kill, surely it was on. But Breeze will deny him. Breeze with 19 kills and the half's not over yet.
Yeah, that was a great round from NRG. I really like how they just sat in middle for so long, waiting for Sharks, for a reaction from Sharks. Not only are they exhausting Sharks' utility, but you can catch information plays. Sharks also gambled in having 3 on B at the beginning and keeping those players there. And then you get Tarek, who can take initiative, get information. It's just a nice little setup. I enjoyed that one. And up against pistols again, which NRG have been, I think, flawless against so far. Ethan with the flash spray. It's going to work out for him, but he'll be forced back. And he can rejoin his team in mid, where they have gained a lot of control.
Yeah, this is not a great half from Sharks. And you mentioned it too, I feel like NRG is really good on the Santa ecos normally.
Oh dear. He has been missed.
Yes.
There's only so much fun to be had, though, in this situation. But the bomb, they think, no, oh dear. Well, at least they have time to fix. Yes, maybe Leo Drunky gets a tase, but... look at that. Tick the boxes. Make no assumptions. Don't trust your teammates. Clear the site yourself. And no errors can be made. Well, there's a fair chance he could have said, I went through B, I didn't clear van, I didn't clear bench, and so on. Those would be as good comms. Just like when we saw Cloud9 Mixwell do that 180 on the spools by Connector on Train. They could have swung past Ivy. Good comms makes for a good score. And NRG are soon to move to 11.
Okay. Again, it's just so smooth for NRG. It feels like there's not much to talk about, because NRG gets just executing their game plan, and there's no There's no wrenches that are being thrown at them.
Yeah. No, you can definitely tell. NRG, the better team.
Yeah.
Better team today, for sure.
Oh yeah.
They make it look easy.
They do indeed. Can there be one last round in it? Oh my. Gets the dink on Breeze as well. If there was a way to start a round, this would be it. Oh, okay. JNT has a better angle against Ethan. So now you got basically a 2 versus 5 because Breeze has got 11 HP. What did they do now? Tarek makes the play into B, looking for the opening. He'll get shut down as well. All comes back down to that mid spray. That ruined everything here. And that's it. 11-4, just like that. And one more round in it for Sharks, but is it enough? We're going to find out after the break.
We
It's-
back.
Time for sink or swim, James.
How is your swimming going? At this point, we can accept that you've made false promises about going scuba diving.
I've already been in California for 4 days.
You're not going to do it though, are you? Don't pretend you are.
What do you mean?
You have no intention.
I do have an intention.
Do you?
Just need time and need money. Time and money, baby.
Time and money, alright.
Okay then.
Don't let money
Yeah, I
get
wanna
away
fly.
on your dreams,
I just
Dan.
need a plane. Apart from that, I'm there, man. JNT's got a PT50. This is good. I'm happy with this. I feel like someone should always have a PT50. Ethan.
Oh, cheeky.
Ooh, he
The
wants
fadeaway.
12 immediately. He demands 12. We've got some position for Sharks on the A bomb site. This is even though that's a good angle for Sector JNT to hold, he's still going to get deleted by Cirque. Oh my God, Lucan with a late effort.
So the other thing there is that he's holding that angle, but against Cirque, he has the bomb. Got to plant the bomb first, man. Like you literally have like a very small window to plant that bomb. That's the moment.
But there's 5 players alive, so how's he going to plant the bomb?
He's got
He
to
doesn't
plant
have
the bomb.
position to plant the bomb.
I thought they had a. Oh, they didn't have any open
There were 5.
spots
There
at
were
that point?
5. There were 5 NRG players alive. So
I thought they had. I thought they had some time towards like one of the plant spots.
yeah,
But I
there were
guess
3 people. There were 3 people in CT, but
Oh, okay.
with 5 alive, you can't plant a bomb.
Easy. Okay. Well,
Cocky from Tarek. It's a really good spot though. Catch these guys very early. Full save here from Sharks.
yeah.
Kind of old little existence timeout. Standing in spawn talking about it maybe a little bit. But they do have timeouts to use as well. Also wasting some nades from NRG. They're gonna need all the help they can get at this point if they're gonna want to try and win this map. Very lackluster CT side from Sharks' end.
There we go. 13-4.
Is it going to be a quick one, lads?
It looks like it, right? I feel like at the moment, just from individual performances, I feel like NRG are just so much more on point.
Mm-hmm.
Like Breeze is just literally running around, just shooting headshots, you know?
Yeah. This is what I think that Liquid were trying to do, especially on Mirage versus Young Sharks in the 2-0, especially in the late game. Just they were rushing into A, but they were just getting absolutely blasted. NRG have had a better time of things in that regard versus Young Sharks. So we see what I'm sure Liquid would have expected from their game, but it wasn't to be on that occasion. Maybe they'll get a rematch next week.
Yeah, that's the thing. At least like for Sharks, they got to the finals. They're gonna get prize money. They can maybe make another finals, maybe make a semi. You know, maybe there's a chance. There's a chance of the qualification then, perhaps. Even if they can't win one. Either way. Pop flash here for Stan. Perfect timing with the smoke going away. And there goes Exit R. So it's going to be more and more difficult now for us Sharks. They're running out of time. They're going to move their way towards the B-bomb site. They're just running it in. I respect it. You just have Tarek, who's there, Breeze, sorry, who's there close to the FAMAS. It's going to be hard for Breeze. Takes down the first one. Looking for the next player, and he is absolutely monstrous, isn't he? He's taken down 2. He has taken 0 damage, and now it's just Mayor. They had a 2v1 on the bomb site, and Breeze has absolutely owned it. Oh, he's owned it so hard.
Yeah, it looks like Sharks are completely out of ideas and are simply being victimized now. I don't know. I can't recall anything they did in that round.
They, well, that's because they didn't really do much. They got an entry on the A-bomb site. Stan got a nice little pop flash there. Equalized. And as soon as Stan hit Palace, not sure for Sharks that it kind of felt like somewhat rushed. They started rushing to B instead. Very strange. And like you said, James, feels like they're running out of ideas, but it's only round 4 on this T side. Maybe they didn't have any ideas to begin with.
4 Mac-10s. Okay, how many is he good for, Breeze? He will stand here all day. Tarek will just pick up the slack. We have a push from Stan on A ramp almost. Keeping an eye on the radar. He's threatening to go further as multiple Sharks players have been identified in B apartments. They're smoked up in the underpass. There's nowhere for them to go.
Oh my god. Yeah, they actually know where almost all of them are. I guess there's like one player that's unaccounted for, which is why Stan has not pushed beyond the A ramp. But like at this point, there's nowhere really for Sharks to go. It really sucks when you see those 2 smokes, because also that means that you know that the CTs kind of know exactly what you're up to. So they'll wait a little bit and double back. But again, they still have to deal with Tarek, and Cirque can take angles towards market, and Tarek can bait. So it's not just Tarek here to worry about.
Trivia, his name is actually pronounced Tariq.
Tariq Salik.
In they come. Cirque can run distraction just a little. Tarek repositioning, and Leo Drunky's jumping to his doom. Bells are being run, but Cirque may have this. He has support as well. 23 seconds for exit to exit, and exit he does. Match point for NRG.
Wow, this is maybe the fastest series if NRG win this round. I think it's gonna be like the fastest series we must have had so far in this week. A mismatch perhaps stylistically. That said, against Liquid, Sharks played really well. Like they played really awesome CS, but they just can't seem to find any footing here against NRG. And that's, I guess, perhaps that's partly an experience thing, a stylistic matchup difference, but also NRG are just ridiculous right now. So As comes the mid push, NRG want to finish this one off quickly. JNT around the corner. Tarek gets him just barely. And the push comes into the B-bomb site. Can Tarek make it into position in time? Looks like he will. Breeze there for backup as he looks down from Catwalk onto the B-bomb site. And the rotation's in. Bomb is available to be planted now. Looks like we could have a round on our hands here for Sharks. Out positioning NRG.
Stan is dead.
Nice reaction round from Sharks there. Energy, a lot of utility and stuff wasted in middle. Call was made from Sharks just to rush B. Sharks actually did have the one guy super quick onto Catwalk with the spray onto Tarek.
There's still a buy for NRG. One of these players had 10k plus. So they will share the wealth. It was, he dropped the gun for his teammate. What a nice lad. Out with the AWP. Monsieur Drunky. Looking for something in the corner of the smoke. 3-4 players towards A. JMT and B apps. He has an AK and a smoke grenade. There's an opening frag for Cirque. They heard a connection with the player in Palace. They know there's a lurker there. That should tell him that there's probably going to be an A play. 2 plays towards A. One and dead, of course. Lucan with 11 HP looking for a transfer. That's a big second headshot from him. He's taking a lot of real estate for his team, but Ethan, he's the bait. Where is his trigger discipline? Avoiding the flashbang from his teammate. That smoke feels like it's up forever, but soon it will be gone. He wants to go for it. Easy frag for him. Where's the remainder of the squad? We've got a flank from JNT, but he will not have much to flank if he doesn't go faster. Sprinting now, maybe to be heard by Tarek. No. Mayan still alive. 2 versus 2. They've got the info now. Mayan 26 HP. Ethan moving in for double peak, and there it is. 16-5. NRG dominate. Eviscerate. God damn it. Sharks on Mirage.
Yes, they made a fillet of them, and it was so easy. NRG outclassing them in every single way. What is there to really say about this one, Robin?
I mean, the whole... You can just clearly tell, right? There's just a class difference here. I think that if Sharks came in with a good day, maybe it would have been a little bit more competitive. But the way that NRG has been playing recently, this is, I mean, clear favorites this series.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it to be this much of a landslide though, but I mean, they've been playing really well, just really stepping up here on Mirage as well. Stan with some really nice rounds, some clutch moments. We saw that yesterday as well. Just overall, I think this team is just very exciting to watch at the moment. I can't wait to see potentially an NRG Liquid. See who is currently the best team in North America.
Battle for top 1 NA. I remember when that was the main conversation before top 1 overall became the conversation for Liquid, but eventually it did, and maybe it can be for NRG in the future as well. Here are the scores on the doors. Domination. I don't know what else there is to say, really. Apart from that, I'm disappointed in what I saw from Sharks. We were hoping for something. Obviously, we expected Nuke to have them on the back foot, and maybe they'll do something on Mirage. They didn't do anything, but that's because they weren't allowed to by NRG. So credit to NRG, but we have more to see from Sharks. They showed great promise versus Team Liquid. Perhaps it was a perfect storm for them. As you can see, they took them out in the bracket after taking out INTZ in the first part. Liquid having beaten E United 2-1. Maybe a suggestion that, well, an indication there that they're not playing their best Counter-Strike at the moment, because prior to the major, they hadn't been dropping too many maps against pretty much any team of any level. And here's the prize money for week 1 again. Week 1 and week 2 combined will determine the first teams from Europe and North America to head to the finals. But NRG will start with a clean 12 grand in the bank.
Yeah, the NRG definitely looking like absolute favorites to just book a place straight away, which is good because I remember last season we had Liquid who missed a couple weeks and then the week they played had a bad week, and then they didn't really have any chance to qualify suddenly. So so it's good to get it in there whilst the going is good, and NRG look to be doing that. And Liquid, you know, they can definitely make a comeback of some description. You know, they have so many weeks left. So
indeed they can. It is time for the HyperX X Factor play of the game. I don't know what to expect. Maybe it's Breeze of the Krieg. Maybe it's something else. We don't have long to wait to find out. Hello. English is so hard this week, man. I need a bloody Rosetta Stone. So it is Breeze with the Krieg, just beasting everybody. I'm not surprised in the slightest. He was so good with this Krieg.
Oh, and then Deagle to finish it off.
Bosh.
He's been so consistent as well over a number of games. He's bringing those performances in from game to game to game to game, and it is fantastic to see.
Lovely.
Wow.
Lovely. And that's what I was saying about NRG too, right? He's not the guy that you pinpoint to be like, oh, this guy needs to have a good game. You kind of somewhat now expect it because he has been just so consistent. And he's normally the guy that just top frags, but it's always the second guy you always talk about. You know, the Zerg, his Tark's going to show up. But yeah, I mean, Ethan as well. But, you know, yeah. I think Breeze is just overall just a very, very strong contender right now for individually one of the best players in the world. I'm not saying top one, but I'm saying in the sense of like without him, like NRG has been looking really good, and I would say that he has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, and Stan as well. I think they finally found all the pieces to really compete for the very upper echelons of Counter-Strike. Now, we've got cups on the FACEIT platform. We've got ECS cups. Don't forget to just put in ECS in the search bar at the top of the FACEIT app or the FACEIT website. You can find ECS hubs in your respective region and try to win yourself some points and or prizes. That's all to be found on the FACEIT platform, FACEIT.com. This brings our week with Robin to an end. How have you found it?
It's been fun. I think we've seen quite a few upsets that we really didn't probably think about when we started this week on Monday. Quite some upsets, but I think that at least it's nice to see. I mean, right after the player break, we had the major. And you know, it's always going to be a little bit shaky Counter-Strike there when you do have the players off, but now we're really going to see, you know, again, we saw week one here. It's a little bit sloppy play, but the more these weeks continue, I think that these teams will really start picking up the pace again, and we're really going to see hopefully, some nice, beautiful Counter-Strike.
When are we having you back, Robin?
Who knows, man? I've been cursing too much. Even the producer's just like, get him out of here.
Well,
cut the show.
We would love to have Robin back. We'll see if it happens in the future weeks. If he's available, we'll definitely try and grab him. But for now, it is thank you from us, and it's also goodbye from the three of us and the dog somewhere out there. We'll see you next week for more action here at ECS.